when it comes to getting girls, right? You can just basically break it down into 3 categories, 3 steps. This is a new thing I thought about today, and it's the first time I'm ever debuting it here on July 7th, 2024. So if you see anybody after this, like George Bruner, or anybody else likes to steal my content, you know where it came from, okay? I'm the gift that keeps on giving. So first things first is sourcing, okay? These are the 3 skills of dating, all right? When you talk about game, it's broken down into these 3 categories, all right? So step 1 is sourcing. Step 2 is seduction. And then step 3, and the final step, is servitude. Okay? Because ideally, you're going to find the woman that you like to be with, and she's going to be helping you. She's going to be serving you. She's going to be fucking, doing things around the house, helping clean, right? That's what you want in a quality woman, because the only reason she's technically going to be interested in you is because she sees a lot of value in you as well. So if you have value, then it is okay and it is healthy for you to want your partner to have value. And typically, women like to be followers. Women like to serve a man that they love. Okay. There's nothing wrong about this. I know everybody wants to paint everything in the world like, oh, it's feminist, or that's the patriarchy, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Because even Cardi B is scrubbing the floors for her fucking husband that makes less money than her. All right. It's nature. So when you want to maximize your game, sourcing is just meaning you're able to go and get potential leads. You're able to do cold approach, right? I'm a big fan of cold approach, right? Because you just go and you shoot your shot. You just say, hey, look, son, I saw you over there. Thought you were interesting. I thought you were cute, whatever. Wanted to introduce myself, because you are conditioning yourself to go for what you want in life. And yes, you're going to get rejected. Okay, deal with it. It's called being a man. All right. Yeah, you get rejected. Who cares? Brush yourself off. Get up. Do it again. Okay. If you can't handle rejection, you can't handle success in anything, because you're not just going to waltz right into success. Okay. So sourcing. Can you do cold approach? Or can you get girls on dating apps? Do you have good text game? Do you have good Instagram game? Right? If you can't say yes to this and you can't consistently source girls, then, well, we have a problem. And that is a fucking huge problem, because you got to always be sourcing. Always be sourcing. Always be, if you're trying to figure out dating, you need volume. And when you need volume, you have to take action. You cannot have volume without action. Okay. It's pathetic too. If you're like, oh, I want to get somebody to set my dates and source girls from me. Like, no, dude, you're lazy. You're a pussy. You have no fucking game. You're not a real man, and get the fuck out of the way, because you're just in the way. You're a clown. You're a clown, and you're a fucking simp too on top of that. If you can't handle the truth, well, this ain't the channel for you, okay? You got to be able to source. You have to know how to do that. So that's step 1 here, right? You have to be able to source. 2, excuse me, guys. That's the most fucked up star you'll ever see. Number 2 is seduction, okay? So this is being able to seduce her, set the date. Hey, listen, I thought you were cute. I want to get some coffee with you, right? If a girl says some bullshit like, oh, that place isn't near me. Oh, okay. What's near you? This place. All right, well, how about we go there on Friday? Oh, actually, I'm busy every day. This girl doesn't like you. She's a time waster. She's probably fucked up in the head, because any logical person would not really engage in dialogue with somebody who's not fucking interested in them, right? If you swiped right on me on this dating app and now you're giving me the runaround, like, are you fucking retarded? Oh, well, yes, because, that's why she's on a dating app and single, right? There's the red flag right there. So you have to understand when you're being dealt with, like, you're dealing with an idiot who just is fucking wasting time. And, a lot of these women who are single, they are fucking idiots too. Like there's a lot of people in general, but I'm just talking to you guys, talking to women. A lot of these bitches are just fucking dumb, right? So when they're giving you the runaround like that, you got to know, like, okay, guess what, bitch? Like, fucking clearly you're not mentally stable. I got to go. Okay. So you got to know during the sourcing phase who is qualified to get to the seduction stage, right? Because a lot of you guys would be like, oh, the girl, I asked her out and she did this and that. And you guys like take too much of the responsibility upon yourself. But the reality is, like, sometimes these bitches are just dumb. And you have to understand that it's not you, it's most likely them, especially if you're watching content like this, because majority of people are just, you know, binge watching some fucking gay pride event. I don't know, whatever the fuck is out there. Okay. But most people aren't sitting around watching self improvement content, especially around dating and relationships, when everybody needs to be doing dating and relationship content because our culture is fucked. Like, people are getting divorced left and right. Body counts are through the roof. STDs are at all time high. Like, everybody needs to be sitting down doing this, but everybody takes the comfortable path. So you got to know how to get them from sourcing to seduction. So that's setting the date, having good text game, knowing how to like logically set a date that you know that a woman's going to show up. Okay. And then from seduction, part of that after the date is making the shot, shooting your shot, going for the close to have sex with her, having sex with her. And then after that, you move them to the final one here, which is servitude. Okay. The majority of men are serving women. And that's why the majority of women are miserable. Okay. The majority of these guys are simps. The majority of these guys are getting raked over the coals in divorce court. Majority of these guys overlook fucking red flags as well. Like, a friend of mine, unfortunately, he got divorced, right? He married this girl. It's so funny. I like when he married this girl and I was just looking at her, I was like, I don't like this bitch, bro. Like, something about me just doesn't like this bitch. And I was like, I don't know. Am I being crazy? Am I being like fucking misogynist? Am I fucking,
cyber misogyny?
I don't know, right? But I just like instinctively didn't like this bitch. And then turns out a couple weeks ago, he caught her messaging other guys, sending pictures to other guys, and then she wanted a divorce, right? And I talked to him later, and I was just like, bro, okay. So, did you overlook some red flags before you marry her? I was like, be honest. He's like, well, yeah. He's like, when I was initially having sex with her, like on the first date, and she was talking to like another guy and like dating with him when she did that with me. And so I was just like, red flags are there for a reason, okay? Red flags are there for a reason. If you're dating with a girl, if you're dating a girl first date or whatever, but she still has another guy that she's dating, but she's like hasn't really wrapped that shit up, that girl is low self-esteem, and that girl is not good for a relationship. Okay. Women who are confident in themselves, women have a good inner game. Okay. These women typically don't cheat. It's the ones that have low self esteem, that are fucked up in the head. These are the cheaters because like they're so emotionally and mentally weak that they constantly need a male crutch to be around. Right. And if she starts to get upset with you, or the relationship goes to a rocky place, which eventually it will, because all relationships do, if that's when she's going to start looking to, a shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on. Okay. You got to be careful with that. So during the seduction to servitude phase, she has to serve you with her actions in multiple ways. She has to serve you with loyalty, right? She can't be texting other guys. She can't be posting provocative things on Instagram. She can't be fucking, going out and having drinks with all her male coworkers and stuff, because they all, statistically speaking, probably want to. She shouldn't be putting herself in these compromising positions, right? And throughout this whole time as well, right? So you have step 1, sourcing; step 2, seduction; and step 3 is servitude, right? Those are the 3 pillars there. Okay. And then from here, the whole time you need to be vetting her. Okay. And I will give a great shout out to Mr. Lucario. He's a great content creator. He's a very stand-up guy. He does great, but he's a very hardworking guy too. I really respect hardworking men. And Mr. Lucario is a very hardworking man. And he really put me on the game about how long vetting should be. Vetting should be 18 to 24 months. Okay. 18 to 24 months. And if there's any kind of infraction, major infraction within the first year, they got to go. Like, you really got to go. And especially if you told them what the deal is. If you read them the Riot Act up front, you're like, look, these are just how I do things. And, you know, if you want to be my girlfriend, you can't do shit like this. Or I just typically don't date girls like that. Okay. That's so important, because the mask will fall off. But you listen to me, you motherfucker out there. All right. I'm going to try to have man-to-man talk. You can't be all doe-eyed and like, oh, my girl is perfect. Blah. Like, when guys call me and like, my girl's perfect, she comes from a good family, she's this, she's that. I'm like, how long have you been dating her, dog? 4 months. I'm like, all right, just, bro, can you just come on, just calm down. All right, just relax. Sounds to me like you just got some high quality pussy. You just tone it down a bit, okay? Let time. The ultimate vetting tool is time, okay? Because so many guys rush. You know, this is why girls, when they, especially when you're that dude, this is why so many girls rush you through. When a woman tries to rush you through the dating process, like, you're my boyfriend now. You're my boyfriend now, right? We're boyfriend. Like, we're getting together, right? You know, you gotta be like, yo, bitch, like, what's going on here? What the, like, I get it, I'm the man, but what are you trying to hide here? You know, they rush off to get pregnant too. There are women that actually will do that. Like, their strategy is to get pregnant by a high value guy before he finds out she's a piece of shit. Okay, so you got to be really, really, really careful about that. All right, you have to be totally careful about that. Had a caller on pre-consultation Friday about this yesterday. Yes, exactly. Okay. So this is game here. Okay. Your game is sourcing, seduction, and servitude. Okay. Keep them around and put them to work, boys. You got to, because if you don't, what does it say? Idle hands are the devil's playground. She's going to start fucking figuring out some shit to do. And it is no bueno. Okay. That's the solution right there. You see that? That's the solution. So are you good at, like, where, now you have to ask yourself, where am I fucking up? Okay. Where do I get them? Am I able to source them? I can get a bunch of numbers. I could get a bunch of matches, but my seduction is off, right? Is that getting from point A to point B is where I suck? Or can you source, you can seduce, but they don't listen to you? That's like a lot of pickup artists is, a lot of guys who claim to have game. Reality is they're just good at having sex with horse, right? But if she won't listen to you, she doesn't respect you, bottom line. If your woman doesn't listen to you, she does not respect you. If she does not listen to you, she does not respect you. If she does not listen to you, she does not respect you. I'm going to make that very, very, very fucking clear, gentlemen. And if she doesn't respect you, guess where it's time to go? She belongs to the street. Sorry, baby, but if you're not respecting me, you have just showed me one thing and one thing only. Streetwalker confirmed. Sorry, you gotta go back to those streets, baby. She belongs to the streets. You're not coming here. You're not sticking around with me. You shouldn't have anybody in your life that doesn't respect you, because that is detrimental to your inner game, and that is detrimental to your subconscious mind. Okay, you do not want to have those low value pieces of human garbage, because the reality is this: if somebody doesn't respect you, the truth of the matter is they don't respect themselves, and that's toxic to be around anyway. Respecting people is not for the people, it's for yourself. Do you guys realize that? When you respect people and when you're kind to people, it's a reflection of who you are. If you're disrespectful to people, you're a piece of shit. And eventually it's going to come catch up and bite you in the ass. It's going to bite you right in the ass.